we should be streaming over to the YouTubes. Let's check the YouTubes. Yes, we are streaming. All right, awesome, awesome. We are here, and you guys can see us. So, if you have any questions, please go ahead and make sure that you place them in the comment section here. We are live, so let me make sure that adjusted the camera. Yes, it did. Awesome. Uh, so please join the YouTubes because that's what we need you to do. So we're watching it as it adjusts. A little bit of a lag, not that big of a deal. So we are going to put my one screen over here. I love having dual monitors. It's a pretty nice feature, and it allows. There we go. So move that out of the way. Again, if you have any questions, please go ahead and just ask it right here in the live chat. Takes a little bit for it to update, but I do see it. So we're giving everybody a couple more minutes to log on here. Yes, you're seeing my other chats come in. We're going to be talking about the rules for this event, and you know, this is a chance for you guys to ask any questions. Yes, this is on YouTube. There was a YouTube link in the invite. We've got 5 people online. That's awesome. Keyframes. Oh, it must probably be the mouse or something. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what's going on here. I think a lot of it is I keep getting updates coming from. There we go. Seeing everybody send their stuff across. So we're going to talk about the rules here. And first things I want to talk about is for those of you that we had the deadline of the 19th of January to get your ticket, and you got a free bottle of 0.25 BB. So what happened was we were trying to place our order to get them so we could deliver them to you guys. And what took place was because HPA is becoming such a popular brand of BBs right now, they are like being they're sponsors for so many different events. It's crazy. They did not have they're waiting for the bottles to be labeled and packaged. So we wouldn't have got the BBs until Monday, which does us no good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it for everybody, or actually, I strike that. We're gonna do it for those people that were there that got their ticket before the 19th, because there was quite a bit of people that did sign up before the 19th. And what we're going to do is inside your player pack, we're going to have a coupon in there for $10 off any amount on an order that you place with us through Falcon Battle Systems on our website. So that'll be in your bags only for that $10 off. You know, we didn't want to leave you hanging. You did sign up right away, so we appreciate that, and we're gonna try to do something for you on our end. And it's nothing bad against HPA. They're just becoming so well known, and their ammo is like the best. That's why. And before we get into it, let's talk about our sponsors a little bit. We have Grey Wolf Tactical Combat. They are our key retailer, our primary vendor out there. Please stop by, see Paul and Chris. They're going to be able to take care of you for all your airsoft needs. I'm sure they'll have pistols. They'll have some safety gear, some tac vests. They'll have Enola Gay smoke grenades. They always bring smoke grenades. What I do ask you guys is please don't use red smoke. The reason for that is that's an emergency thing. I try to carry red smoke on me, so you know, if something bad happens on the field, I can pop it, throw it, and get on the radio and say, hey, look for red smoke. But every other smoke, go ahead, purchase it. I believe they're even going to have EG67 grenades. Yes, those are allowed, and we'll talk about those here in the grenade rules. It looks really great. We got 14 people so far, so that's good. Please share that link out on your planning pages and in your group chats, because a lot of stuff is going to be passed tonight, and this is a great time. This is pretty much the only time you guys have a chance to really ask questions and get them answered. Our next sponsor, and these guys are our corporate sponsors, is Wolverine Airsoft. We all know these guys. The very first SMP, and then they got the Reaper, they've got the Wraith. I got all their patches. They got the Quake stock, you know, and they just introduced that MTW training weapon at SHOT Show, which was very badass. I watched all those videos. It was really cool. So I'm looking forward to that. Cody and the crew is going to be out there as well. And I'll also be showing off my M28 conversion they did for me with the HPA bolt system and the Wraith CO2 stock regulator. So I'm looking forward to that. Please stop by, check. You can order anything from them. So if you're wanting an engine, you can order it. Boom, bang. How much lead time are the RML going to have to get drug in before the DEA are unleashed? I'm not going to relay that information because, honestly, there is no lead time. So, again, just let me go through this, and I'll answer that question a little bit better for you. But there is no lead time in that. So, anyways, make sure you stop by the Wolverine Airsoft booth, and those guys will be taking care of all your HPA needs. They're going to have swag out there with them, so please stop by. Say hi to Cody and the crew. And like I said, they're one of our corporate sponsors, so we appreciate everything Wolverine Airsoft does. To go back to Grey Wolf Tactical, they've been with me for my very first event. When I did the first Black Dagger, they were there. I met Chris and Paul out at, it's kind of like an airsoft swap meet and play, and it was in Florida, and we just hit it off. So I have those guys come to every one of my events. So check Grey Wolf Tactical out as well. We also have HPA, as I was just talking about them. They are another corporate sponsor for us, and they handle all our chrono ammo. They donated some really awesome stuff for the raffle, so be looking for that. And then we have a few others that were going to be sending us patches. We haven't gotten those in yet. However, I know that Black Ops, they usually donate a pistol and a couple other things for us. So, again, you guys have really turned out the numbers. I do want to let you know something, that today when I checked numbers, we're at 99. Well, somebody bought a ticket, I think, like at 5, 6 o'clock this afternoon. So we're at 100 players, guys, and that is awesome. Our player cap for this game is 200 players. I would love to hit 125, 130 before we get out there on the field. We will be taking registration, even if you just show up to play on Sunday. We'll let you play. We don't close it off unless we meet our player count. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this neat picture. This is the map. I don't know how well you see it. This is an old map from Black Dagger 2, but you get the idea. The pro shop up here in the corner, camping area is over here. Staging is down here. So, let's get right into it. And again, there is no lead time on this. A lot of you guys didn't play the first Icebreaker, and what happened was the DEA literally got their asses handed to them during that event. We played it here at Fort Stewart Airsoft Field. It was a different type of event, but the cartel held them back and actually pushed them out of the area several times. So what's taking place is the DEA does not have a fob in the AO. That's one of the things that they have to establish, because you guys have been able to, in the storyline, you guys have been able to move more down into the U.S. from Canada to set up your base of operations. And so they really don't have an area to do anything to you. So there's that question for you. So to let you guys know, there were some rule changes. We'll talk about those here as well, just because of the dumbasses who came in playing both teams during the first. You can call it what it is, but again, we'll see how this year goes. I'm hoping with the turnout, like I said, you guys have really taken it to the next level, so that's awesome. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what you guys do with it this year, because it really will dictate the shift of the environment. After this year's game, when we call index on Sunday, we will want everybody to literally just kind of stop where they're at before they walk off the field. And we're going to try to get a feel of where like the boundary lines are drawn on the field. So when we come back for Icebreaker 3, we'll be able to pick up right there and say, hey, things have shifted now. Or, you know, again, the cartel was able to push the DEA and the government forces even further back. So let's get right in here. Let's talk about rules. The rules are posted on the community page, and they're also posted in each of the planning pages. They're even in the event page. So please make sure you guys have printed these off, read these rules, because it's very imperative. So basically, for the uniforms, you guys already know your uniform regs for each side. That's been posted on both planning pages, so you guys know that. If you have any questions, I suggest you send me a personal PM on the community page, so that way I can tell you. I had one guy that had ACUs with an OD green top. No, that's not going to fly. Why? Because ACUs is not an approved camo. There's a reason why we're pretty strict on the camo. It's because it gets crazy. I mean, there's like 50 billion different types of camo, and everybody wants to wear something different. The more that we get cohesive in the way we look, the better things run, and it puts forth that unified front. So, just going through the event rules. Remain in the proper uniform for your side. Uniforms must match the base color of your side. Shirts are not optional for uniform tops. Bottoms must be pants. Basically what that is saying is, don't come with a OD green t-shirt and expect that to count as a uniform top. Now, if it's a legitimate combat top, and I've seen the short sleeve ones, those are fine. But if you come with an OD green t-shirt, I'm going to tell you to walk or find a shirt. Headgear will be side color specific, camouflage, or solid colors authorized. No black uniforms for this. We didn't allow black uniforms at all. The DEA government side is allowed to wear like a black alpha fleece or you know, like a coat, because they are DEA. If you guys do look, the DEA does have, in a lot of their tactical pictures, a lot of them wear black tops, like an alpha fleece with OD green pants or tan pants. So that's what we went with. Commanders will direct troops at either platoon or squad strength to achieve objectives. Objectives, once met, will result in points for your side. Points will total over the course of the event, and it will determine the winner, as well as boundary lines. That will also, you know, if we come down to it, the DEA is taking 2/3 of the cartel's, you know, area. Well, guess what? That's where they're starting come the next event. Your objectives have pretty much been posted on your page, so I would suggest you guys have read those and gone over with your leadership. For rules, we do not allow mesh iPro. Lots of videos out there, a lot of pictures of BBs just shattering upon mesh because it's a mesh wiring. Also, the venue's insurance does not allow it. So if you come to me with mesh goggles, you better have something underneath that mesh. Or, I mean, there's no tolerance for them. All players will have ballistic eye protection and SIZ rated at all times. Masks, mouth guards, and balaclava are highly recommended. Regular prescription glasses used as iPro are not authorized. Don't come to me and say, well, my eyeglasses can take, you know, a piece of shrapnel at 80 miles an hour. I don't care what they can take. So we have it in the rules for this reason. Again, no mesh iPro is allowed. Lower face protection is mandatory for those under 18. Examples are a mesh mask, balaclava, iron face, paintball mask, and mouth guard. These are recommended for players 18 and older. Yes, it's semi-auto, and we have MEDs for a reason, but we all know there's always somebody that likes to shoot for the face. Or if you spook somebody coming around the corner and they jump back and fire, there is the chance that they could hit you in the mouth. All right? So just precautions, you know. The age cutoff for this event is 14. Grenades have a 10-foot kill radius. If thrown in a room, all players are dead, and we'll talk more about grenades here in a little bit. There are no mortar strikes and there are no JDAM strikes for this particular event, so we don't have to worry about that. All hits to the operator's body count as a kill, including gear. Okay, I've never seen a 7.62 or a 2.23 round stop at nylon webbing gear. It goes all the way through. So please don't try to act like you're in God mode on COD or you're a juggernaut, because you're not. And that's actually considered cheating to us, and we'll pull one of your penalty cards, and we'll talk about penalty cards here in a minute. We're allowing you at this point to only, you can have unlimited mid caps and low caps, or only 2 high caps. Okay? This is the last year, and Icebreaker 2 is the last event that we will allow high caps at all. We updated the rule set for Black Dagger 3. We're giving people plenty of time to go out and get mid caps. Even if you buy 2 or 3 at a time, I'll tell you right now, Mag brand mid caps are pretty badass. If you can get your hands on the Echo One Dogs of War mid caps, they're pretty badass. I use those for my AK. Never had a feeding issue. I use them for my M4. Never had a feeding issue with them. So, do gun hits count as a kill? Not as this time, Rob. We are looking into incorporating that rule for Black Dagger 3, and you know, I thought about that too. There's different ways of doing it, because in real life, if your gun took a hit, wherever it got hit, it could make it completely inoperable, or it could rip your hand right off. So we're looking at how to implement that rule for Black Dagger 3. But I can tell you, if you do end up coming to Black Dagger 3, you will see that new rule added into the rule. So not for this event. No, gun hits do not count as a kill. You're going to have the weapon go down if it's hit. No, not for this event. Again, Icebreaker is a little bit more laid back than Black Dagger. The Black Dagger event is more intense per se. So no, we're not implementing those, but I can tell you, Andrew and Rob both, you'll be seeing those rules come in for Black Dagger 3, definitely. Players may carry an unlimited number of mid caps, no drum for non-support weapons. Please don't try to come in with a box mag for an M4. Not going to happen. A support weapon, LMG or GPMG, is defined as an airsoft replica accurately resembling a weapon such as a SAW, PKM, M240, Vulcan, G36, etc. We grandfathered in the bars and the RPK. The Crytek LMG is just that, the Crytek LMG. It is an LMG, so we are allowing that to be an LMG. We do know that it can run off mid caps. I'm adjusting the camera, I do apologize. Just like the 249 can run off of mid caps. I've done it. I owned a 249 Para, and I used to run mid caps in mine all the time because it's quieter. So again, completely your choice, but don't come to me again like with an AK with a drum mag and say, oh, it's my high cap. No. 2 high caps, total round capacity, 700 rounds. Okay? Support weapons are the only replicas allowed to use a box magazine. Winding, electric, or spring-loaded magazines are all, or spring-loaded magazines. They're all accepted. They can all be used for support weapons. Only 2 box mags may be carried during the game. Normal mid caps are not restricted for support weapons. So you can only, if you're a 249 gunner, you can only carry 2 box mags. The one on the gun, in the gun, and the other one you're carrying on you. So we have some stuff here. Player responsibilities. It's the player's responsibility to learn and know the game information. Should be gained before the event, rules, gameplay, etc., as well as game information that developed while the game is in progress, current respawn locations, status of game missions, APC usage, etc. I was asked by someone, can we carry loose ammo on, or can resupply only off the field? You can. We don't have a rule against carrying loose ammo. We are looking at the only time you can reload is when you are back at spawn. But again, like I said, Black Dagger is a little, or Icebreaker is a little bit more loose on it. What I normally do is I just carry 2 to 3 extra speed loaders in a pouch that are already filled. I know they'll fill my entire mag because I use the Dog of War mag, so I can just fill it up and put the empty speed loader back into the pouch. So at least I can have, 3 mags full as I'm making my way back to base or whatever it might be. So if you want to carry loose ammo, go ahead. Again, if it's not secure and quiet, it's going to give your position away. Players shall use their chain of command and radio communications to learn and keep up with the game information. Please don't ask me or any other person that we designate as an admin or one of the role players, oh, whoa, what's going on? Where is this spawn at? Where are they at? Because they're not going to give you any information. Players shall bring water, ammo, and other equipment needed to stay healthy and functional on the field. Though event staff may provide additional water and props for the game, event staff are not responsible for players' personal water and equipment supply. So again, you can carry that stuff out to your spawn. Not my responsibility. We did leave some water coolers from Black Dagger 2 out at Black Ops, so I'm going to check with them, because what we'll do is we'll fill those up, and we'll at least put one at each main base, and we'll try to keep them full. But it is your responsibility to have water. Now, I know Walmart sells a case, 24 or 36 bottles of water for like $3 or $4. So I know there's a Walmart on the way to the field. I plan on stopping and picking up a case. And I have neat Kydex pouches on my belt, so I'll throw a bottle of water in one of those pouches, and I'll carry another one on me, or drink one. So I always have 2 bottles of water in me. Of course, I'm not exerting the energy level you guys are, so I'm not really concerned about getting dehydrated while I'm out there on the field. Cheating will not be tolerated. You will be ejected from the event with no refund for repeat offenders. Penalties will be assessed for the entire side. Now, we talked about this. A particular map got uploaded onto the wrong team by accident, and I came across, it was brought to my attention, I removed it, and then came across again and said it several times. Please delete this map. If you've made a screenshot or whatever, don't use it. If I find out you're using it, your whole entire team will be penalized. Now, if you guys think I don't know what that map looks like and what's on that map, you're sorely mistaken. And if I start catching on to the fact that you're using it to put a significant advantage over the other team, I will start deducting points. Every 2 minutes, I will deduct 10 points from your team. And I will question your CO. I will start asking, how are you able to get over here? How do you know where this is? Because I know for a fact there's only one side that knows where that stuff is. So if I find out about it, I will penalize your team. And once we find out who was using the map, not only will we remove you from the game, we'll actually take a penalty card, remove you from the game for an undetermined amount of time. If you decide to pack up and leave, that's your choice. That was my fault. It got uploaded to the wrong page, but you should not be taking advantage of anything like that. It's unfair, unsportsman, and just makes you look like a dick. Dead men don't talk to live operators or talk on the radio to say I'm dead. If you get hit, the only things coming out of your mouth should be hit, 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 I'm dead, medic, that's it. Lay down, put your dead rag on, and stay out of the fields of fire. Okay? You're not a bullet sponge. You're not a forward observer. You're dead. Okay? You're more concerned about your wounds than telling people where anybody's at. You don't say a word until you're fully healed. So, no shooting at anyone within the minimum safe engagement distance for your weapon. Rifleman, you have a 0. DMR and support guys, you're full. Well, support is full auto. They're the only weapon class that's full auto. And you have a 50-foot MED based on jewel rating. Snipers, you have a 100-foot MED, and that's because of your jewel rating. So, if any operator has any disputes, they will resolve them in a respectful manner. Do not yell out for others to call their hits. The correct response is check or rough check. To call someone out results in point deduction from your side. And yes, when we start hearing it, we will find that person calling it out, identify their side, and just start taking points every time they say it. All right? Indoor, outdoor, all weapons must be on semi. Only weapon allowed to shoot full auto are the SAL support weapons. Okay? So, yes, I know there's some of you that can rack that trigger like it's nobody's business. Semi-auto, guys. Semi-auto. No bursts. Semi-auto. I can't stress that enough. And if we hear somebody complaining about it, we will come and watch. I'll come over and I'll talk to you. I'll pull you out and let everybody see who you are and find out what you're doing. All right. Radio and communications. Event staff have both channel 1 and channel 2. Now, what's probably going to happen is we have these great little things right here. So we'll probably base our stuff off frequency versus channel. Most of the admin staff at Black Ops runs the programmable radios, so we can punch in a code. Stay to the frequencies that were given to you. All right? Those are GRS, FRS channels that you're allowed to be on. There's more than enough. If we had 300 players, I could understand if you needed more channels. But the sides are fairly even, and I'm guessing you guys should be able to operate within that channel spectrum. All right? So please do. Comm channels for teams will be posted on their team planning page. This will help keep your comm channels secret, and that's what we did. We took them, placed them on your page, and those are for your CO to decide who he wants to give to who. I can tell you guys that use the Bofeng 888s. I highly recommend. You just program those channels in, so that way you have them. The channels listed on the team page are the only channels that are protected by the rules. Yes, we have a no channel surfing rule. Okay, so don't let us catch you, hopping frequencies, trying, running the scan mode on your radio to see if you can catch them talking about something, because again, that's cheating. So, you'll be penalized. Using any sub-channels or channels not listed is at your own risk and not protected by the rules. So if just by some chance you're off frequency that's not listed and they happen to key into that same frequency and they start hearing you talk back and forth, it's not protected. And we know we have the list of radio frequencies in this binder, so we know what channels you're allowed to be on and not be on. We have the right at any time to restrict additional channels if we need be. Players need to check in with their team leadership to find out what your comm matrix is and will adhere to the channel assigned therein. Channel 2 is more of our admin channel, but channel 1 is like all call emergency. Somebody is down. All right? Be calm on the radio, be clear, be precise, and be brief. Don't give me a long story. If Bill Bob got hit, and hit a tree because he didn't look where he was going, or he's running away from something and smacked in the tree and knocked himself out, okay, come across channel 1 and say, admin, man down, location, fob, backside by car. All right, we have a pretty good idea. At least if I get within the fob, I can keep talking to you on the radio and say, okay, I'm at the fob. Where are you at? Step out, show me. When that stuff happens, we'll call safety or man down. Pretty basic stuff, guys. Everybody take a knee, take your mags out, put your weapon on safe. As soon as we figure out what's going on, get the person off the field, we'll come across to your COs, let you know game's on, we'll yell game on, and you're back, game on, mags in, weapons off safe, and boom, you're back playing again. So hopefully we don't have to do that. Hit detailed rules. When hit, sound off vocally, you will place a red rag on your head. Hit to any part of your body counts as a kill. This includes gear. Rounds that snap vegetation and continue on to hit you count as a kill. Hits to the gun do not count as a kill as of this time. Okay? Like we said, you guys had mentioned, we're probably going to bring in some new rules on that. So, that is something we're looking into. Guys, please ask any questions that you have, because this is the forum you're going to get them answered in. If a player takes a hit anywhere on their body, gear, clothing, etc., they are considered hit. This includes weapons that are slung or pistols in holsters, okay? Because they're not in your hand, you're not actively using them. Ricochets do not count. Don't go into one of those buildings and think, well, I'll just bang it off the wall and hit them. That's not how it works, because in real life, your rounds would be going through that Connex box. Medic rules, we made this pretty simple, guys. Please read over this. If you have any questions, please feel free to either ask them here or send a PM or post up. If struck by a BB, a player is wounded and must lie down with their kill rag on their head or red glow stick light in a night game for 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, the wounded player may call out for a medic, which is anyone. In this game, the cool thing about it is anybody's a medic. Okay, everybody is. Wounded players must lie down and may not remain in a standing or sitting position to observe. Okay? You're gonna get shot more if you keep standing there. Just lay down, put your dead rag on your head, and say you're dead. Okay? They won't shoot you at that point because you're laying on the ground. You're dead. Once the wounded player's 5 minutes are up, if nobody reaches you to medic you, they are to get up and head to their respawn as they are now dead. Players must wait the entire 5 minutes before heading back to respawn. If you're caught shaving time, you'll have a penalty card pulled because that is cheating. So we will pull your penalty card on that. Let's see. Any drone-specific rules other than don't shoot drones? I know we've got at least one person who is planning on bringing a drone. That's pretty much it. Don't shoot it. You're responsible for it. And we will tell everybody, look, if you see a drone in the air, don't shoot it. Last year, February, March, I was out at an event, and I was the CO, and it was funny. They were flying their drone over to try to find me because they knew where our command was, our HQ was, and they couldn't find me. They were freaking out because they literally looked for me for 20 minutes with a drone, and all I'd happen to do is just back into the woods and hunker down because we were getting slaughtered. So I just hunkered back so they couldn't kill me and get that bonus point. So, but please don't shoot at the drones. The person bringing them, you are responsible for them. If the thing loses signals and flies into the ground or flies into a Connex box, that is your fault. Okay, that is no one else's. You're taking the risk of bringing your drone out there. Now, I'm not saying a ricochet may hit or not hit your drone. It's possible. But remember, you are responsible for it. And if this person is playing, you guys have to figure out how to bring this person into the game and protect them. All players can medic other players. Each player will need to carry 2 bandages on them. A player can be medic 2 times before they have to go back and respawn. Once they get hit a 3rd time, they must go to respawn. And I'm seeing you guys. You're probably seeing this too. Great work, guys, posting this stuff up, letting people know to get on here to watch this video and be part of it. All players must have an IFAK on their person that will sustain 2 ace bandages for the medic to treat them with. So and it can be a pouch just with a cross on it. So that way you put those 2 bandages in, you know where they're at. That person comes up to medic you and says, "Where's your bandages?" "Oh, they're right here." Boom, he can reach in, tie you up, you're good. Out you go. Red kill rags are required for all players. Anyone choosing to play in the night portion of the event must also carry a red glow stick or LED light. This will be your kill rag for the night portion. As an admin on the field at night, I will be walking around. I have these red glow sticks that are about this big. They'll be hanging on my back, so you'll see it. I have a big, very bright flashlight. So if you shoot at me, I will turn around and blind you with that flashlight. So please try not to shoot the guy with the 2 red beacons on him. And just try not to overshoot anybody. That's one of the biggest complaints that I've heard quite a bit is, oh, just overshooting. So, you kill someone, you know you hit them, wait to hear. If they don't say hit within 3 seconds, light them back up again. I mean, sooner or later. Penalty cards. So for this event, we do have these neat little things called penalty cards. And you have 2 of them in every pack. They're stamped with our logo, our old logo. And basically what happens is when you come, okay, I'm going to tell you this once. After this, when I give you your player pack, please remember, I'm going to type up a document that tells you what to do, and this will be posted up as well, so I don't have to give this spiel 108 times. When you come in, what you're going to do is you're going to put your name and your call sign on your player cards. And the reason why we do this is if we have to pull one of these from you, we're going to write the offense on it, and then we're going to get on the radios to the rest of the admins and be like, hey, I just pulled Billy Bob's first penalty card for this. That way my admin staff know about it. So you are responsible for these. We have gone the extra length to put them in a Ziploc bag for you. So once you fill them out, you put them back in that Ziploc bag and right in that pocket so we know where they're at. And at any time, if an admin says, "Hey, let me see your penalty cards," don't argue with them. Give them to them, because sometimes we're just doing a spot check to see if you have them on you. Okay. It is the responsibility of each player to safeguard their cards. If a player cannot find their cards when asked by an OC, the OC shall have no choice but to believe the player's cards have already been taken by the OCs, and the player may be ejected. Now, we say may because here's what's going to happen. If you come and say, "Oh, man, I lost my cards. I don't have them," that ref will get on the mic and be like, "Okay, I have such and such here. Did anybody pull both his cards?" If everybody comes back and says, "Nope, I don't have his card," then what we'll do is we'll issue you 2 penalty cards, but we're going to take one because you didn't have your cards with you. Now, if you were a late arrival, we'll try to make sure you have penalty cards as well. So, let's see here. So, the FPS limits. We just got done with a big discussion about this. I had some insight from 2 players. So, here's what's happening. You guys have seen them on your planning boards. You've seen them on the event post. And this is final. All HPA systems will chrono with a 3.0 BB with a limit of 1.55 joules. The FPS conversion on that, and I have it written down right here because I have a handy-dandy calculator now on my phone and I have the chart, is 334 FPS. Okay? That is what a rifleman with an HPA system will shoot. That right there. All HPAs will chrono with a 3.0, and it says unless weapon is of a DMR, sniper, or support class. You will still fall within those FPS requirements, or the joule rating requirements. I'm sorry, the joule rating requirements, because we want to make sure nobody gets hurt, obviously. All AEGs and actual bolt spring guns, you will chrono with a 0.25 at 1.55 joules, which comes out to roughly 366 FPS. The reason why we're doing this is because HPA has that neat little ugly thing called joule creep, and this gives a little bit of ground for that. And so if that does happen, they're not going to be upwards over that, and that's why we're doing it. So that adjustment all got made to the rules. We updated everybody on that as well. Please understand that. We'll actually have 2 lines for chrono, one for HPA, one for AEGs and actual bolt guns. So please follow the rules. Make sure if you're an HPA user, you do bring your tools. So if we have to adjust anything, we can adjust it. You can adjust it on the spot. And then what's going to happen is we're going to do one of 2 things. Actually, I'm thinking about doing both. Is we're going to take a zip tie, go through and lock it, and then we are going to take white electrical tape and then our initials across the seam of the tape, and that way we can tell if that tape gets broken. And you guys are like, "Oh, it's electrical tape." Yeah, we can tell if the seam is broken where we signed our name and did whatever. So we'll be able to tell if you guys went in there and broke that. Plus, there'll be a zip tie in there stopping it from turning. Hey, I don't know if this is a dumb question, but does the event as in the actual game start Friday, or is it just checking in chrono through 7? It's just checking in chrono, and it's also a good time to meet some of the other players on the field, set up your campsite, that kind of stuff. I highly recommend it you do show up on Friday, because not only can we get you checked in, we can get you through the chrono, and you're good to go. You're ready to go for tomorrow. We can also give safety briefings. A quicker safety brief. That way we don't have to take out a whole lot of time in the beginning on Saturday. So not a dumb question. So yes, those are the FPS requirements. Please check your planning pages. Please check the event posting. And you can even go into the community page and see the rules for the FPS as well. We have no vehicles on the field for this event, so please disregard vehicle rules. UAVs and UAGs, we just got done talking about that. And there are no refunds. We only give refunds for military service members who have duty on that day. We do ask for proof of that as well. Yes, we know it's going to be wet out there this weekend, but hey, guess what? If it ain't raining, we ain't training. We literally, a lot of you guys want to emulate special forces and you build your loadouts to them. Well, guess what? Those guys go train and do missions in the rain, in the mud. So it's okay to get your gear a little dirty. So we're going to move right on here. We have this thing called safety rules for we typed this up for Operation Black Dagger, but it works for all our events. Water, drink it. Start drinking it now. Hydration starts well before an op, days before an op. Do not be a heat Kaz. Yes, you can actually be a heat Kaz in this weather because it's just the opposite. Your body's working harder to stay warm, to keep you warm because of the temperatures. Yes, we know it's going to be raining. Yes, we know it's going to be cold in the morning and a little bit warmer during the day. Still, hydrate. Honestly, you should be drinking about a gallon of water a day. Now, granted, I'm drinking beer, but I've had my water all day long, so I'm good, and I'll probably drink 2-3 glasses before I go to bed tonight. If you don't know the rules, if you don't, you will probably do something against them, and then you only have yourself to blame if you get penalized for it. Goggles. Anywhere in the field of play, goggles must be worn. We do not care if they are muddy, bloody, fogged, or scratched. If you break the seal of the goggles from your face, expect your penalty card to be pulled. The only place you may remove your goggles is in the staging area. Now, yeah, there you go. So the other thing that we can do too is if there's a rough right by you and you're having goggle issues and we're close to the sideline, a boundary line of the field, we will pull you out of the boundary lines, put your kill rag on, we'll actually put our back, and then we'll have you turn around as well. So literally your back is against us. We act as a shield for you. We'll give you a couple seconds to clear your goggles, put them back on, and then we'll bring you back into play right there. So we'll act as your shield as well. Mesh goggles are not allowed. Please don't come with mesh goggles. I'll turn you away, or I'll turn you to our vendor, Grey Wolf, and I'm sure they have goggles as well to purchase. Staging area, the only safe guns are ones that are in a holster or have the magazine out and a barrel blocking device on the barrel. This includes launchers, shotguns, pistols, rifles, and any other weapon. It's unloaded or there is no battery in it are not exceptions. With pistols, if they're holstered and the mag's out, I don't have a problem with that. Launchers, I would ask you to open the breech, and if you can, keep it open because, again, it can't fire if there's nothing in the breech and the breech is open. But for everything else, pull your mags out. If you need a barrel blocking device, I'll talk to David Manning and see if he has some that you can rent. I think it's like $1 for the whole event, but you have to turn those back in. But it is $1 to rent them for the whole entire day. Or if you're looking for them, you can go to, I think you can go to Walmart and go back into that BB paintball area that they have there in the hunting section. Well, what's considered hunting. And I believe you can go ahead and they have barrel condoms there as well. This is a paintball field, so their primary thing is paintball, so I'd imagine you'd be able to get one there too. Shooting from an elevated position. No player may shoot at a downward angle greater than 45 degrees. I don't care. I don't need nobody taking a straight vertical shot in the dome. You can't break 45 degrees. Because one, it's dangerous to the person below you, and two, if you're leaning over trying to go straight down, you could possibly fall out. So let's not do that. No physical contact at any point. Shall any player touch another player or the player's equipment without that player's consent? If you need to search up a role player, get within an arm's reach of them and say, "I'm searching you." Players or role players being searched must tell you any and all weapons on their person. You may then simulate taking their weapons. Do not actually take their weapon, okay? Please don't. Players who have had their weapons, quote-unquote, taken away will retain the physical weapon, but may not use it until they have broken all contact, including line of sight, with the team that searched them. The best thing I say is pull the mag out. The weapon's been searched. Technically, you don't have it. Take the mag out. That's the best way to do it. Again, no vehicles, so we don't have to worry about the movement, shooting around a vehicle. The field boundaries, you guys have the maps. You see the field boundaries around there. And they'll be posted on the community page, planning pages, event posting. If you did not see one, did not get one, or do not know where you can or cannot play, at this point, plain and simple, you fucked up. Go talk to your team leadership and find out before we start. It is not my job to provide you guys maps for this event. If you leave the playable area of the game accidentally, put your kill rag on and go respawn. If you leave it intentionally, get your penalty card out, hand it to the nearest OC, put your kill rag on, and go respawn. Don't walk outside the boundary lines thinking you're going to get one by us. Somebody's going to tell me, hey, Doc, that guy shot me from way, way over there. And if he's pointing, I'm going to say, so he was behind that line? Yeah, he shot me from over there. Okay, identify him for me, and I'll go get his penalty card. Just plan on it. Any doors, hatches, or access points may not be blocked or locked. Players may not physically block or lock any door, hatch, entry, exit, or pass-through of any building, structure, or reinforced bunker, either in person or by use of objects. This is how doors on the bus keep getting broken. Don't do it. So what will happen is, before the event, either myself or David will go out to that bus and we'll adjust the windows and open the doors. Do not close those windows and do not close those doors. They're that way. We set them that way. Just pretend that everything is broken. Plain and simple. And I hate to say it anyways, if there's a group out there with AKs or M4s, they're shooting through the sheet metal of the bus. So you're not going to live very long. So, dude, if we catch a player doing this, we will pull their penalty card. If we cannot prove who did it, we will assess a team point penalty of 500 points. Okay? The whole team takes it. Do not argue with the refs, my staff, or any other staff. Okay? You will not win. You will only get cards pulled and or be sent home. At every game, be it a Milsim or walk-on, refs are faced with decisions they must make on the fly. Not all of them are the best. While we will try to make the best call we can, we will not tolerate players arguing with us over them. If I see you coming at me with a hot head, the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is cool yourself and just stop. Think about what you want to say before you say it to me. I'm a pretty easygoing guy, but if you come at me and you start laying into me, I'm going to look right at you and say, just walk. Take your shit, get off the field, and go home because you don't belong here. We have some young kids that come out and play these games, and we don't need you acting like Billy Badass on the field about a game of make-believe. So just don't. I'm going to tell you right now, and I've already had the blessing from David, the airsoft manager, and Nate, the field owner. Plain and simple. I'll remove your ass, and you're gone. You probably won't be welcome back to that field. 9 times out of 10, pull yourself out of the situation. Take a couple deep breaths, find me or have someone call me on the radio. I will come to you, and we will have a civil discussion and figure out what took place. But don't come at me with a hot head or you're gone. I'm not going to waste my time with you. So just take that in mind. Do not ask staff for game mechanic information, location of items, places, people, respawn points, who controls the APC. Staff will not share this information. It is up to you and your team to communicate. That's the whole point, guys. That's why I gave you maps. That's why I gave you your mission objectives. That's why, I tried to feed both sides, a little tidbits here and there, because you guys need to listen and disseminate that information out. I will tell you right now, there's two damn good commanders for this game. I'm going to tell you right now. Andrew Pino and Andrew Jackson are the COs for their respective teams, and I'm telling you guys right now, they're damn good. I've been watching your streams and watching you guys plan things and talk to one another, and I'll tell you what, it's looking good, guys. I mean, I'm impressed. I can't wait to see what comes out of this game. You got to keep it up. You got to have good communication. Regardless if shit's hitting the fan for you, you got to have good communications, okay? There are staff hidden amongst you. FBS and Black Ops Airsoft have selected some players we know extremely well and trust to be staff. Assume they are next to you at all times. They may in fact be, all right? Don't think you're going to pull one over on us. Somebody is going to tell us, or somebody's going to report back on the radio to us. Radios. Players who open mic, hot mic, Vox, or otherwise detract from radio use for others will lose the use of their radios. Yes, we will come and do it. Or we'll just restrict communications to only be between squad leaders and command. That's it. No outside radio communications. No player may operate on the staff channel. Players may only go on to channel 1 for real-world emergencies. So, that is our general rule set. All right, now we're going to talk about grenades. Does anybody have any questions? All right, so let's move into this. We're going to talk about grenades here. Thunderbees VTGs, which are versatile training grenades made by SWAT, blank firing grenades, and other sound-emitted grenades. These grenades have a 10-foot kill radius. They will kill all players in a room of a building or a single Connex box. Oh, I'm getting to tag rounds. You hang on 1 second. Do not throw your grenade at a player. It's not a baseball. Okay? If you're going into a building, throw it up against a wall, underhand it in. That's fine. These type of grenades cannot disable a tactical vehicle. We had to put that in there because at Black Dagger 2 we had vehicles. 203 shower grenades and tornado grenades. These have the same hit rules as a rifle. Round hits a player, they are hit. These cannot take out a wall of a building. These have more of an area effect hit setup due to the spread of the BBs. Tornado grenades, we know how they work. You throw them in a building and they spin, and BBs go everywhere. All right? Same thing with 203 shower grenades. Sends them out everywhere. It's like a buckshot. Okay? All right. 203 projectile grenades, foam missiles, rubber projectile, tag rounds, Nerf rockets, vortex rockets. These can take out a wall of a building or other cover. They cannot destroy the entire building. They can destroy attack vehicle. Do not shoot these at other players at all. Now, you guys saw me talk about, because somebody had asked about a riot shield. So we wrote some rules on a riot shield. I'm not even going to go over them. But the first one was that the shield's inoperable after sustained fire for 5 seconds. Okay? Can't be used. It's done. Or it gets hit with a grenade, even a tag round. If a tag round hits that shield, it's done and the player behind it is dead. Alright? Those entry shields are not meant to take a high explosive round. That's pretty much what tag rounds are meant to simulate. So, again, do not shoot tag rounds at people. You can shoot it at a building, at a Connex box, and it will kill everybody in the Connex box. Alright? If you have any questions, please let me know. We don't have any vehicles, so we don't need to worry about those. All right, so let's talk about overtaking of a building. All right, all major player areas buildings will have a flag to be risen by the team that takes the building. So most of the buildings out at Black Ops have a flag that can be reversed or raised, or a pole that can be flipped. Once the building is taken by that team, it can become a spawn point for that team. Which means not only can you spawn at your HQ, your FOB, but now you can spawn at this place too. So it gives you mines and booby traps. You have to show me when you bring them. Landmines, like the airsoft landmines, are perfectly fine. I know how those work. But just be responsible with them. So don't have a problem with airsoft claymores. That's pretty much what I'm guessing you're talking about. Once the OPFOR attacks the said building with 5 or more players, the captured building becomes contested and the flag is lowered and the building can no longer be used as a spawn point. This will continue till the firefight is over. Once the firefight is over, either the defending team remains control and can then raise their flag back up and use it as a spawn point, or the attacking team has taken it over and then they may use it for the same purpose. Alright? So, it's kind of like capture and defend, you know, in COD. You capture the building, you take it, you capture the flag. You know, domination. That's the best way to describe it. You take the flag, you hold it, you get points. Your team gets points, but the second it gets fought over and contested, you lose points. Or you don't get any points. Alright, so we're not going to talk about taking out a bridge because you guys don't have those mechanics in this game. Different missions, we talked about radio communication and players. You guys don't have to worry about the SAM launcher because, again, it's not in this storyline. There's no use for the SAM launcher. Comm channels have been given out, so, and I do have all the frequencies. So I'm looking at this right now. And you guys have access all the way up to channel 16. From channel 3 to channel 16 are the available channels, but they're split in half. Anything after those frequencies we will use them as admins, and it'll probably just make things a lot easier. So that's what we have here in the rule set. Do we have any questions? You guys have been pretty quiet. I know you've been just kind of hearing what's going on. Like I said, we know that the weather is going to bring us some rain. That's fine. I mean, honestly, guys, once you get in the woods, I don't think you really need to worry about rain gear. And I guess my only thing to you guys, if you plan on camping there, set up your campsite appropriately. You know, you might want to bring a tarp and place a tarp underneath your tent. You might want to figure out a way to possibly elevate your tent a little bit so you're not laying on wet ground. Find the flattest ground possible. You know, that kind of stuff. So you guys are allowed to have campfires. That's perfectly fine there. Black Ops does allow that. Just please pick up after yourself. When you're done, please make sure the fire is out completely. We don't need to be burning down tents or the forest in the area or the field for that matter. Bridge demo is perfectly fine. And matter of fact, let's talk about bridge demo. So let's talk about bridge demo here. So there are 6 land bridges, 6 bridges on this field to get you from side to side. If the bridges are gone, you have to walk in the swamp. That's the only way you're getting through. And we in Black Ops doesn't really endorse that. So, yeah. So when you take out a bridge, you have to take it out. When you take out a bridge, you have taken it out for the entire event. So it's important to think about this when you want to try and cut off, you know, another force. You need to think about movement of civilians back and forth. You need to think about what the possible objectives might be on the other side of the bridge that you now just cut your own forces off from. Okay? Just because you have your missions doesn't mean there's not other ones out there. However, to blow up a bridge, you have to locate the needed parts for the explosives. This was for Black Dagger. Basically, what it's going to take is our narco dealers, our drug dealers, have access to explosives. Okay? And they can go ahead and, you know, they can make a deal with the cartel to get the explosives. Once the explosives are purchased, the cartel has to put them apart or put them together, and they then can use them to blow up a bridge, blow up a building, whichever they prefer. When this happens, what'll take place is, and I apologize, I'm looking at my comm gear real quick. We will mark the area off with a red or pink engineering tape. So we'll wrap it around that area, or we'll block off a bridge on the ends because it's been destroyed. So yes, you can use demo. I will brief my role players on how that works, and I will give them like a kit per se that they can use to blow up the bridge with. And like I said, there's 6 bridges through this field now. We do know, I shared that video. They've built a new fob. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing this new area. But please remember, there is, you guys have no civil engineers, so there's no way to repair a bridge. Once a bridge is out, it is out. So the only way to get across where those bridges are is literally walking through that swamp that rolls through the middle of the field pretty much. It runs, if you know where Fisherman's Village is, it just runs on the back side or the front side of Fisherman's Village as you're walking towards the fob and the village and stuff like that, Connacht City. So those are, yeah, that's something for you to look forward to. So yes, we will have that in play. I will bring that to my role players' attention so they know how to go about calling that stuff out. Guys, I can't stress it enough. Make sure your radios are charged. Make sure you use good comms. The whole 9 yards. I have the nice one with the extended battery. I just got these like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I'm pretty excited. And I found out they'll still fit my regular mag pouch or radio pouch that I built when I just had the one with the regular battery, which is nice. So I can just drop it in there and hook it up my pack. For you guys that have talked to me, I just want to put this out there. For you guys that have talked to me about Kydex gear, I will have some with me. Not a whole lot. I will have some grenade pouches, some stuff like that. But I'm not going to have a whole lot with me because Grey Wolf Tactical is going to be getting their shipment from me of Kydex pouches. So once I run out, please go over there and hit those guys up. This is a bit far in the future, but you mentioned that we draw lines for Icebreaker 3. Would the bridges still be out for that game as well? Yes, they would. They would actually play into the storyline. So as things progress and we see the aggressiveness on whatever side sets things up and what bridges are taken out, that will actually play into the storyline. You guys saw how fast I had Black Dagger 3 up after Black Dagger 2. I mean, it was literally like the next day. We had I had the storyline written. I had the event posting out there, the whole 9 yards. So as soon as I get back home, within a day or so, I will have the invite for Icebreaker 3. I'll have kind of an outline storyline. But yes, that will play into Icebreaker 3 of how the field is set. So yes, definitely, it will play into it. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of things that happened in Black Dagger 2 last year that affects Black Dagger 3 this year. That's one of the reasons why we're going to Bad Karma in November. Nothing against the Black Ops field. We plan on coming back there doing more events there. It's just the way the storyline progressed and what took place, it allowed us to go to another field to expand as if we're moving the battles through the country. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think you guys will like it too. It's progressed some from Icebreaker. So this will be really interesting to see how everything plays out. Like I said, guys, I can tell you right now, we are at 100 players, and while we're live, I'm going to tell you this right now. We are at 101 players currently for Icebreaker 2. So we have far surpassed what our numbers were for Icebreaker, for the first Icebreaker. So awesome job, guys. Let's keep it up. Let's have a full event. I mean, hell, I'd love to have 200 players going at it on this field. So that's what's going on. Those are the rules. I think they're pretty cut and dry. They're pretty simple. I don't think we're going to have any major issues. All the guys I've been talking to seem to have a pretty good understanding of what's going on. All right, so roster update. The last roster update will happen Thursday night because I'm leaving out of here Friday morning to head out to the field. So Thursday night, I will print off a brand new roster, or I will download a new roster, and I will update it to both planning pages. I will let both the COs know that the new roster has been placed on their page. And, you know, I don't even know. From what I've heard different stories. Like there's a group of 10. There's possibly 30 guys that are walking on the day of the event. So it's going to be quite a big event. It's going to be pretty awesome, guys. So, yes, that's when the next roster update will happen. So, like I said, I've been want to clear it with you before we do. Can we bring caution or orange tape if we clean it up for psych warfare? No. I would have to really know what you're going to try to use that for, Ryan. I mean, it really doesn't have any play into the event. So if you wanted to bring it, you're more than welcome. So, yes, I'm reading these things as they come on Facebook to me through Messenger. So, any other questions, guys? I will be in the shop tomorrow. I'm going to try to get in there, try to get out of work a little earlier, get home, and get in there, get the rest of the stuff packed. Again, I'm staying in a hotel. I'm actually staying in, I'll tell you guys where I'm staying if I can find the folder. Or not, because, why do I need to find that folder? Well, interesting. The folder has, it's got to be in my bag. Nope, there it is. Somehow it's down on the floor. Oh. No, that's not the folder either. Anyways, I know where it is, in my bag. I'm staying at the Baymont Inn off of I-95. So, if any of you guys, I know some of you guys are staying there as well. So you'll probably see me. I'm going to hang out to the field till around 7. We might have to work on an alternative chrono area because of the rain, if it starts raining. Because we want to try to get as many of you guys signed up and ready to rock and roll for this event. Like I said, it's going to be really cool. I'm really impressed with the communications on both sides, guys. That's about it. If you guys don't have any other questions, I will see all of you on Friday out at Black Ops. So I'll wait and see if anybody's typing anything. It doesn't tell me like Facebook that somebody's talking. All right, guys. This is Doc for Falcon Battle Systems and Operation Icebreaker 2, the Narco State, saying have a great night. I will see you guys on Friday. If you need to get a hold of me, please send me a private message or hit me up in your respective chats because I'm in both, and I will try to get to them as soon as I can. Take care, guys, and I will see you this Friday. Doc out.